Prime Property, your weekly real estate reckoner. I'm Nayanthara Rai, and this is what we have on the show today. We go inside Kerala and find out if Kochi is a buzzing property market. Builders say the GST bill in its current avatar will make property purchases more expensive. This even as opposition stalls the landmark tax legislation in Parliament. And we reach out to India's third largest lender of home loans for a realty check. This week we are inside Kerala. Like the rest of India, the residential property market in Kochi is lagging behind commercial real estate. Developers in Kochi are confident it's only a matter of time before the residential market starts reaping the benefits of the growing office market. CNBC TV 18's Alexander Matthew, who's gone inside Kerala, reports.
This is one of the many residential apartments that have come up in anticipation of an IT job boom in this part of Kochi. The boom, however, never came, or at least it hasn't come yet.
Kochi's Kakinad area is home to the Info Park and Smart City, special projects intended to lure IT majors to the city. Both these projects have seen some success over the past few years. The Info Park, for instance, has attracted companies like Tata Consultancy Services and Cognizant. But the number of jobs that this has created is lower than what authorities and builders had expected.
Well, most of us as builders, we saw an opportunity when the IT industry was going to pick up. So that's basically Info Park 1, 2 and 3. And also the smart city. So we saw a great opportunity for housing in that area, and unfortunately that really didn't pick up.
According to a study conducted by industry body Credai, 85 of the 139 builders who operate in Kochi have sold around 13,700 units over the past 3 years. During that same period, they racked up an inventory of 4,410 units valued at around 4,175 crore rupees. Now this may be a fraction of the inventory in Mumbai or Gurgaon, but for a market the size of Kochi, that's a big number. What's interesting though is that around 44% of that inventory is concentrated in the Kakinad area. But Infopark CEO Rishikesh Nair is confident the demand-supply mismatch won't last too long.
Even though it's a walk-to-walk township, I have not ventured into residential inside my campus because there is suppressed supply right now, which I think by the time of 2017 or 18, the supply and demand will match, and then there will be more demand for residential spaces coming out.
This optimism stems from the fact that phase 2 of the Infopark's expansion plan has begun, and most of the 100 acres assigned for IT has already been leased out. Once this expansion is complete, potential job creation at the Info Park is pegged at around 1.5 lakhs over the next 3 to 5 years. And that will mean more demand for residential houses and a chance for developers to hike prices.
The prices of residential real estate here in Kochi are relatively affordable, especially when compared to Mumbai and Delhi. The prices range from 9 to 11,000 rupees in the west on the waterfront to 3.5 to 4.5 thousand rupees here in Kakinad. And if the IT boom actually does happen, then the prices are going only skyward. In Kochi, Alexander Matthews.
The Kochi Metro dominates any discussion about infrastructure in Kerala's commercial capital. Alexander Matthew reports the 5,000 crore rupee project is on fast track.
This is what will soon become Alwar Station at the northern end of the first phase of Kochi Metro. Now, according to the original plans, this phase is supposed to end 25 kilometers down that way at Peta. But protests by residents of Tripunitra forced the KMRC to propose an extension by another 2 kilometers or 2 stations. This yet hasn't been approved by the government.
A joint venture between the central and state government, the project is being executed by Delhi Metro Rail Corporation and is being overseen by former DMRC head E. Sridharan. The first phase, which is scheduled for completion in 2017, is projected to cost nearly 5,182 crore rupees. Of this, around 1,500 crore rupees will come from the French Development Agency and 1,170 crore rupees from Canara Bank.
The first reach of the project we are hoping to complete by the middle of next year. That is about the first 12 kilometers or so. The second reach will take place in the next few months after that, and that will be phase 1.
Anticipation is high, and the first of the 25 metro trains that will ply these tracks is expected to arrive in Kochi in a couple of weeks. The coaches are being manufactured by Alstom, and thanks to an 80% localization, will be significantly cheaper than those being used by other metros. This means that KMRL will spend around 300 to 400 crore rupees less than initially projected. Planning for phase 2 of the project, which will extend the route to West Kochi, is also underway. Approvals from the Kerala cabinet are in, and central government approval is expected any day now. KMRC says funding for this phase is under control, so it should go online 30 months after approvals come in.
It will be about 2,000 crore plus for the second phase, and our funding agency, which is basically the French government's funding arm, have already indicated to us informally that that's not going to be an issue. We're really not worried about funding for the project at all.
The consensus here is that the metro is a step in the right direction towards decongesting Kochi. And while questions have been raised about the revenue flows even before the project gets off the ground, the potential increase in the number of jobs in the IT hub near Alwa could vindicate KMRL's efforts. In Kochi, Alexander Matthew.
The world is still planning and negotiating for a solution to the global energy crisis and the threat of climate change. But Cochin International Airport has decided to act. Alexander Matthew dropped into Cochin International Airport to bask in the sunshine. That is the world's first completely solar-powered airport.
Prime Minister's message to participants at the United Nations Climate Change Summit a couple of weeks ago comes nearly 4 months after India became the first country with an airport that's powered completely by solar energy. That laurel goes to Cochin International Airport. This plant, which powers the airport, was set up at a cost of 62 crore rupees. That's just over 5 crore rupees per megawatt of power. Now, this may seem like a large sum of money, but not when you do the math. The airport used to pay the Kerala State Electricity Board close to 1 crore rupees a month. Now, it ends up saving that 12 crore rupees a year in electricity bills, and in addition, the airport makes 6.5 rupees for every unit of excess power that it supplies to the grid. This means that the airport will recover the cost of this solar plant within the next 5 years.
This 12-megawatt solar power plant supplies around 60,000 units of power to the Cochin International Airport every day. That's more than they currently require. But with the new terminal coming up early next year, that requirement is going to double, and the airport is currently planning to increase power capacity further.
First 2.5 megawatt of power, hopefully by April, and the balance by May end. So the another 13 megawatt of power will be produced in the airport premises itself in the next 6 months.
Expansion will involve an experimental construction of 9 megawatts worth of solar panels above the canal adjoining the airport premises. This is expected to cost more, 6.5 crore rupees per megawatt. But Kurian believes the advantages justify the cost. It will help when the airport integrates the new international terminal by reshuffling the flow of passenger traffic.
The Cochin International Airport has proved that using solar power is well worth the cost. The next challenge will be to use it in the other airports and perhaps even in the rest of the state. In Cochin, Alexander Matthew.
So that wraps up our special coverage from inside Kerala. On the other side of a short commercial break, even as the GST bill is stalled by opposition in Parliament, builders raise the red flag, say GST in its current avatar will be an extra burden home buyers cannot afford. Stay tuned.